guys, so I hope you all are having a great start to your new year. I can't believe I said it before, but I cannot believe it is 2015 and we're already into it. We're already in the new year. Crazy. So this video has kind of been on my to-do list for a while. I have so many questions that I wanted to answer, and I felt that rather than going onto the video and just commenting back like I have been, I can answer some of the more popular questions in a video. So I would say over a year ago now, I filmed my experience with Invisalign video, and I never thought that so many people would be interested in my experience for Invisalign or just in Invisalign period. It is shockingly one of my most viewed videos, and like I said, it still blows my mind. It's crazy to me, but you know, it's a big deal. You're spending a lot of money, and smiles are, you know, very contagious, and I feel like it's one of the most great qualities about someone, how much you smile and stuff like that. So obviously it is a very important topic, so I guess I get it. So like I said, this video is just going to be answering some of the most popular questions that I got. So if I don't answer a question of yours, just leave it down below. I'll definitely comment back. If I get enough, I can film another video, or if there's a related topic that you guys want me to talk about, I can definitely do that. But I have screenshotted some of the more popular ones, like I said, and I'm just going to go through them right now. So my computer's over here. If you see me looking this way, I'm just going to be reading the comments off of there. It's funny when a video gets a good amount of views that the comments you get just kind of change, and people say the most ridiculous things. I got a comment saying that I was breathing too loud. I mean, I have to breathe. I'm sorry I was breathing so loud. I guess I'll try and keep it down. I got a comment that my eyes were too far apart. That was interesting. Now I look in the mirror and I'm like, are my eyes too far apart? But anyways, so let's get into some real questions. The first one is from Bubble Bay 411. They said, "Thank you so much for posting this. I was worried the price wasn't worth it, but this showed me otherwise. How often did you have to whiten?" Well, it's hard to say. I made sure I wasn't eating or drinking a lot with them in, so my color didn't change that much because of the Invisalign, but it did have an effect on how much I whitened. I would say that maybe I whitened maybe every 6 months. I'm someone who, if I whiten my teeth, it kind of does stay white for a while, so I don't have issues with that, but I haven't whitened them in a while. All right, now they're kind of in need of a little bit of whitening, but yeah, I would say maybe every 6 months. Pastra Kuoi, hope I'm saying that right, said, "Your video was very helpful. I just got in my Invisalign yesterday and have been dreading this day very much. I feel like my social life is over. Did you feel that way? It feels like such a hassle to have to clean and brush and not be able to eat whenever I want. How did you deal with all of this?" That's a good question. I wouldn't say that I felt like my social life was, you know, at all being affected. If anything, I kind of felt better because I knew that my teeth were getting straighter, so I felt confident about that because it didn't take that long for me to notice a difference. So I wouldn't say that my social game was off or anything, but it is kind of a hassle to have to go to the bathroom or just pop out your Invisalign and stick it inside your case when you're at a dinner table or anything. But you know what? It's life. It causes for a little bit more of thinking ahead and planning and just being aware. I mean, you know that you have Invisalign in your mouth. It can get sometimes more comfortable to where you forget that it's in there, but I never really had that issue. I just made sure if I was going out to eat, I popped them out. I mean, there are times where you're sitting at the dinner table and you forgot, and you just pop them out and you eat. And then I just made sure I brushed or swished and spit, or even like if I was really hard up, I just took water and, you know, swished it around and made sure there wasn't anything crazy on my teeth. And then I went about my day putting them back in, and then made sure to clean them before I go to bed, obviously. I mean, it's just one of those things. It's, you know, it comes with the territory, and I was more worried about having straight teeth than I was worried about really what anyone else thought. So I also had a few of you go to the same doctor, which I thought was really cute. I even had one that went to the same office, and they saw my picture on the wall, which I thought was really funny. What a small world. They called me in for an Invisalign photo shoot, and I said, of course, I'm so happy with, you know, what you guys did with my teeth. I'll be more than happy to help you guys out. Jack Based God, I think that's how you say it. Were you wearing them while making this video? I wasn't, and I'm not wearing them now. I was even then at the point where I only wore them at night, I believe, and I wasn't wearing them in that video. I think I was wearing my Invisalign in a few videos. You can kind of hear it when I like lisp or whatever, but I wasn't wearing it in that video. Damon Hussian said, does Invisalign hurt or cause any discomfort? Someone please help. Well, I wouldn't say that Invisalign hurt me. I honestly would say the most painful part about Invisalign was when the edges would get really rough and it would kind of like scrape on your gums. For me, that was the most uncomfortable part because I would have to file them or they would just kind of rub against my side of my cheek or my gum. That was honestly the worst part, but I could fix it. I could file them, I could soften them up, and it was kind of like it hurt once you put a new one in to see if it was gonna hurt if it was rough around the edges. But then once you popped them out, you filed them, you put them back, you know, you can take them on and off and, you know, until you feel like it's comfortable. That was really the most discomforting part, because actually scraping somewhere. And I know that with traditional braces, that is another thing that I always heard my friends and, you know, people who were really close to me who had braces every day, they would complain about the scraping, and I'm not even sure if they could have done anything about it. I just remember them kind of suffering through it, at least until they went to the doctor the next time. So I really appreciate that with Invisalign, I'm in control. If something hurts me, I can fix it, and that was the most discomforting part. Obviously, when you pop in a new size, when you go to the next level and you have to pop in a new set, you know, there's some tightening. It's very tight. It's kind of moving things around, but I wouldn't say that I'm like popping it in and I'm like, oh! It's kind of just like, oh, that's pretty tight. And then you went to bed. My doctor always told me, put them on before you go to bed. This way, if it's kind of like a big adjustment to the next step, you're kind of sleeping through the pain. And it never woke me up. It never really had problems. So I would recommend doing that as well if you find any discomfort with switching to a new set. Let's see, Nilla L said, your orthodontist gave you a case. I basically just received an envelope that had all of my trays in it, and that was it. No tips, instructions, or anything. I had to Google everything. That's not very helpful. Yeah, I had an entire case. I wouldn't say that I had like an instruction manual. He kind of wrote me some things, and you know, I wrote some things on my phone to remember, but that's honestly why I wanted to make sure that I'm going to a orthodontist that has the most experience with Invisalign. I know it's kind of a newer thing. I honestly don't know why. It doesn't make sense to me why someone wouldn't do that, but that is again why I recommended to go to the Invisalign website and pick the orthodontist. They're rated by location and nearest to you and how much experience they have. And this way, you know, I was just going to someone who I knew been through this before and can tell me what I'm supposed to be getting myself into. So that sucks, and I'm sorry you had to go through that. Tranjanette said, I am wearing my first aligner pair. It's hard to pronounce some words. I successfully take them out, but I have some problems eating. Yeah, it does make it hard to pronounce some words. Like I said, you probably could have noticed it in some of my recent videos, saying some certain words, maybe like scissor or something like that would have really sounded weird. Besides that, I mean, taking them out, I didn't have any problems. You literally just pop them off and pop them back in. If you have buttons, or you guys all corrected me and said they're attachments, I mean, attachments, buttons, it all goes by what your doctor says, right? I mean, are you the Invisalign god? Are you the Invisalign, like, referee? I don't get it. Buttons, align, attachments, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. If you have those in, it might make it a little bit more hard to kind of pop them out because they kind of have to go around the buttons, but I didn't have any problems. I just kind of took them out and popped them right back in. Problems eating? Yeah, I mean, my orthodontist told me to take them out when I eat. I couldn't imagine eating with them in. I think maybe I had soup, like a clear soup with them in, just because it wasn't a lot of chewing, but I don't know if I would recommend eating with them in. AF in your mouth said, your teeth weren't bad at all. They were nearly perfect, actually. Got a bunch of comments that said that, and for me, my teeth were not perfect. So the videos or the photos that I included in my video might not have shown my teeth how they really were, but I honestly didn't have that many photos besides those with my teeth because I wouldn't smile with my teeth, and that's how, to me, bad they were. My bottom row actually almost had 2 rows. My like a very, very center 2 teeth, the 2 teeth on either side of those were almost behind it. That's how messed up these were. And then my front tooth were actually, one was higher and one was lower, and this one was kind of twisted. I've always, my entire life, had problems with my mouth being too small for my teeth, and that's just something that's on my dental record. So, you know, I wouldn't have paid what I paid if I didn't need it. And on top of that, I'm sure they wouldn't have let me get it if I didn't need it. So I definitely needed it, and I'm glad I did. My teeth are completely different. So, you know, that's one of those things. I mean, you guys, some of you might have thought they were okay, but for me, it wasn't. And that's the reason why you do any type of cosmetic-ish surgeries, right? Or procedures. You don't do them because of everyone else's opinion. You do it because it makes yourself happy, and it made me happy. Darby McNeil said, what happens if you eat stuff with them in? Do they break, or do they change color, or the thing you ate gets stuck in them? Yeah, I mean, you know, if you start drinking red wine or cranberry juice with clear aligners in, you know, just like your teeth, or even coffee, anything like that, just like your teeth, it's going to stain. I mean, it's just kind of science. But I wouldn't recommend, again, I wouldn't recommend to eat with them in. It's very easy to just pop them out, put them in your case that they give you, and then, you know, pop them back in when you're done. It's very simple, so I wouldn't recommend to eat with them in. Malay Hawks said, why would we still have to use Invisalign after we're done? My orthodontist told me that I would have to use them for about a year, maybe more, but does that mean that I have to keep them on after I'm done? I hope my question makes sense, and I really appreciate it if someone could answer. Thank you. Yeah, I still wear mine at night, every single night. You know, even with traditional braces or anything else, there's times where people have to get bars put behind their teeth because your teeth are kind of crooked for a reason. I mean, whether your mouth is too small for your teeth or, you know, whatever. I'm not gonna get super scientific, but you know, if your teeth wanted to be straight from the beginning, they would be straight. So sometimes there's cases where your teeth just don't want to go the right direction, and you have to do things to kind of keep them from going that way, or wear a retainer every night. My doctor told me that I can probably wear them every single night for the first year, then the second year every other night, so on and so forth. But for me, I just feel like I paid a lot of money and spent a lot of time making sure that my teeth were straight. You know, if it's something simple as putting in a retainer at night, I'm sleeping. It doesn't bother me. So honestly, I just wear them every single night. It's very little to ask. Maybe I pop them on every night, and if I skip a night here and there, which does happen, I mean, you know, there's nights where I'm not home, or I forget it, or I just don't feel like putting them in, period, but I make sure it does not become a habit. Yeah, I just wear mine every night. Safe than sorry. Cherry Blossom 13 said, I just got Invisalign today, and I was wondering why you needed new cases. I got the same ones too, the blue and the red ones. Well, I mean, it's, you know, it's something that you're using every single day, and it can get kind of gross. I mean, I guess you can clean them out or whatever, but so for me, I was like, you know what, I'm kind of OCD and like a germaphobe in some ways, so if I can get a new one and just kind of switch them out as much as possible, because they do kind of get gunky and dirty, I did that. So yeah, that's why I asked for them. Sayla Pre said, so what I got confused on was when you have to change them. You showed us a row of different trays that you had left. Do you change into a package each day or each week? So that's another thing that your doctor can definitely tell you about. For me, it was every week, and then I think when I went back and had a few more to get some things really straight that he wanted. So I think by that point I was changing them every 2 weeks, but your doctor can definitely tell you that. So my girl, Miss Yanyi, I think that's how you say that. Why did I just like feel like that was the wrong way to say that? I don't know. But hi. She said, hey boo, oh my god, your teeth look great. I want to do it, but it's so expensive. My teeth are not bad, but just one side is bad. But this is a good in-depth, detailed video. Thank you so much. I hope to see you very soon, by the way. Yeah, I mean, you know, my teeth, I could have got away with it. My top was okay. It wasn't perfect, and from certain angles and pictures, it just looked really, really bad. My doctor did tell me that there's plenty of people that get maybe the bottom only or the top only. It's really just one of those things that consultations are free at most doctor's offices, so just go in and see what he recommends. It is very expensive, but there's payment plans, and you know what? Me and you are both on YouTube all day, every day. We have to edit ourselves, and I think that's what really pushed me, besides, you know, just wanting to do something for me. I edited myself so much, and I constantly picked out the flaws, and I'm like, oh my god, my teeth, I have to do something about it. So, girl, if it's something that's gonna make you happy, do it. Emily Laurie said, I feel like I found this video late, but Jennifer, can you tell me how you clean them? Mine get really nasty, and I use this 6-second soap called OAP, cleaner made for them. Thanks, XOXO. Well, honestly, very simple for me is while I'm brushing my teeth, I brush the Invisalign. Same toothpaste, same toothbrush, just, you know, I open it up, take one out, scrub the back, scrub inside, put them in, or I rinse them off, obviously I take the toothpaste off and then put them in, take the bottom, scrub them too, rinse them off, pop them in. So then the most popular question I got, I have a whole bunch of them, how much did Invisalign cost? And I have seen many people comment that theirs was around the same. I know a girl lived in NYC and she paid around $5,000, which is very close to me. So it's just one of those things that I can't tell you how much you're going to pay. I mean, maybe you don't have as much need for Invisalign, you don't have that much trays you need, maybe you live in a different area. I mean, it's just, I can't tell you how much you're going to pay. What's relevant? Everyone knows you can get a free quote online even, so I just didn't feel like how much I paid was relevant, but yeah. So those are kind of the most popular questions I got regarding my Invisalign experience. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, commenting, and if you subscribed off that video, thank you again. If you guys have any other questions, leave them below, or if you would like me to make a video on any other topic to do with Invisalign, I can do that. I think it's kind of very straightforward though, and I know it's kind of a, you know, it's kind of an interesting adventure to go on, but it is something that I would never take back. I wouldn't take back the money, I wouldn't take back the time, anything. I did it at the right time in my life where I could have afforded it, and you know, I love my teeth. I mean, I really do. So yeah, I love the experience. I definitely recommend it for you if you're eligible. Anything to make yourself feel better is really all that matters. All right, I'm done rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye.